What's up, Gemini? Welcome back to Aqua Goddess Tarot. I'm Jet, healer, intuitive astrologer, and let's go ahead and do your reading for today. Let's see what's coming up for you, Gemini. So if you're new and you really enjoy this message, one way to really help me out is to subscribe, interact with the video by liking it, or even just leaving a comment or an emoji. That really helps circulate the message to others in need. And if you would like access to the extended read for this read, you can do that by joining Patreon. And the first 20 patrons will get a complimentary tarot natal chart reading where you can ask up to 3 questions and we can look at the planetary alignment as well as channel messages from spirit in order to get you the answers or the understanding or the guidance that you need. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you a disclaimer. I read for the highest vibrational good only. What does that mean? That means that sometimes it's tough, sometimes it's funny, but it's for your highest vibrational good. There's nothing that you haven't already overcome before in your life that you can't figure it out with any obstacle that comes up now. So just know that. Okay, off my soapbox. So this one's really coming out. Universe, thank you. Universe, I appreciate the ability to channel the message on behalf of Gemini, asking that the message be for the highest vibrational good only. Please illuminate on what is coming up for them today, as well as any action items they can take for their highest, vibrational good only. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, Gemini, take a couple breaths, because we about to see what's going on for you, boo. First one, the Queen of Swords, which has a lot to do with that sense of compassionate thoughts. So I'm getting this sense that you're definitely struggling mentally to be nice to yourself, because you are just, I don't want to say having a pity party. It's more of like you're having a tough time saying loving things towards yourself. It's much easier for you right now, Gemini, to be able to maybe critique yourself or feel like there's a reason why you shouldn't be loved, or why, you shouldn't have just incessant, because your ability and your strength is communication. So just incessant communicating to yourself that like, no. And that's something that you're going to have to fight again. Now, pay attention, because this could be Gemini sun, moon, rising, which is your ascendant. If you're unsure of like what any of that means, I have a video in the description box that really explains that and how to calculate that. So that's how you apply it to the various planetary aspects. Hence, tarot natal session where we're channeling messages and looking at planetary aspects. But back into this, Gemini, because I know you like that little bit of knowledge. If you didn't already know, you and Aquarius love to talk about how much shit you know. But the Queen of Swords is saying that you are just feeling troubled in being kind and nice to yourself. You might even see other people as like, wow, they have it easier, sips tea. Which isn't the case. But, I have to apologize to you, because it is not your fault that your strength sometimes, goes against you. Let me just go ahead and sage that energy right there. But it's not your fault. That's not your fault that your energy is working sometimes in the opposite direction, but you just kind of have to reel it back in. Your next card, 7 of Pentacles. You just want to see something grow. And I think that you're on actually an excellent path, Gemini, to see something grow. It is just the thoughts that's getting in the way. I'm getting this message that you're on the right track with everything, but it's just this feeling. You just have this thought that creates feelings. Okay, so you have the double whammy of thoughts and feelings, but the feelings would not exist if the thoughts weren't there. And you have this feeling of like this sense of thoughts of negative thinking that is leading to this kind of mental health emotional aspect of just not feeling good. But yet, in actuality, if someone was to look at you and be like, okay, let me see what Gemini's got going on, you're fine. You're on the path. But this is one way, and I'm gonna keep it 100% real. That's why you got the disclaimer, boo. This is how you derail, thank the universe. This is how you derail yourself from your path. By being so caught up in your own thoughts, because your thoughts is your strength. Your thoughts are, where you get that instant insight. But sometimes they can be also your like conqueror. They can be the thing that brings you down. The Emperor. So I'm getting this energy of authority, and it could also mean that somebody created this thought process within you. Now, let me tell you, you are held accountable for your thoughts, regardless of who did it, But there's this relationship right here to authority that is creating that. So I get the sense of parent or job or significant relationship in which the way that they speak to you is a direct reflection of how you're speaking to yourself. And this could be something that happened years ago. I mean, just very defining moments in your life. Years and years and years and years and years ago that you just are still, dealing with on like a day-to-day basis of your mental health. And the Three of Cups. So that's really going in here with this Emperor of not feeling supported. You're getting this negative, you're not feeling supported around you. So you are trying to rationalize what's going on. And to rationalize what's going on, you start to think these very kind of like mean or non-nurturing thoughts. It must be me. It must be something about me, and if that wasn't true, why would I think and feel this way? Hello, Gemini, let me tell you tell me if I'm not speaking the truth. Let me know if I'm speaking the truth, baby. Okay, so let's get a little bit more insight about what's going on here. Thank you, universe. I appreciate any message that comes out. Thank you. On behalf of Gemini today, in whatever placement of Gemini. So we have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Wands in reverse. I'm getting this this kind of like bad taste in my mouth, it's like a difference between like a bad taste in your mouth and feeling preoccupied with something that's going on with the mouth, like the that could be your throat of communication, but that could also feel like someone is stifling your mouth. Someone is stifling your ability to communicate, and you feel like that is going to deeply impact your ability to bring wealth into the physical. And so you're so preoccupied with this kind of stumbling over words kind of thing, stuttering kind of thing, that you can't even really focus on this other stuff that's coming up. So that's another aspect, because it's like trying to spit it out kind of thing. Just spit it out. There's something that you want to say that is like, just spit it out. What is that? Because that's coming very strong. I need to drink some tea, Gemini, because y'all over here got me in all my senses. Sips tea. Okay. You have a message that you're trying to just spit out. What are you trying to say, Gemini? What are you trying to say that you can't? What is it? Okay, just take a moment, woosah, and connect with yourself. And whatever's that first thing that comes up is typically the thing that you should focus on. So what is that message that you were trying to say? Because you're feeling confined. You're feeling like you're not able, not just go on an adventure, but you're not even able to do or be your regular visionary self. You know that visionary self that where you're like, oh, I have all these ideas, they're sparking up, I'm having a great time, just kind of in the la la land of my mind, and then good ideas come up that you run with and you create wonderful things. People always look at you like, wow, like you're really able to connect the dots, like connect the dots between things where there were no dots. And sometimes you sound crazy, and sometimes you are really like illuminating society. And there's this feeling of something is cutting off your ability to do that. So let's see what that is. Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me look more into this Fool card. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles, Fool, and the Five of Cups in reverse. I'm getting this sense that you are going after things, but it's deeply influenced, Gemini, by this sense of loss. Like, I think that you can have pessimistic tendency. It doesn't mean that you are a pessimistic person. It just means your natural tendencies within you can be a bit pessimistic, which is leading to whatever this problem right here is. And so, kind of like with the Five of Cups, you'll have your 5 glasses, 2 are knocked up, or 3 are knocked over, but you still have 2 left. But all you seem to focus on are the 3 that are knocked over, instead of being grateful or appreciating or moving on so you can get some more fucking cups for the 2 that you still have. So there's this feeling around you of, you know, looking at the glass half empty, you know, as opposed to half full. Now this is influential around you, so it can be from your own thoughts. If maybe you have a stronger sense of core, it can be from somebody in authority around you that's kind of just pessimistic all the time. And, you know, it is blocking you from really nurturing these ideas into the physical reality, because people don't realize this about you, Gemini. They're saying like, oh, you're up in the clouds. You're up in the clouds for a long time, but when you have a good idea and you are able to stick with it, you really bring forth something very interesting and something very fascinating. But there's this feeling of this disconnect of like, ugh, you know, like ugh, like this pessimistic feeling. And a part of it is because that inspiration you get, that's like, wow, man, I can't even fucking believe I just connected these dots right here. Sometimes when you really don't think it through, have a plan, analyze what's going on, kind of more of like your sister sign Virgo, you can kind of get yourself in a little bit of a pickle, meaning like you'll commit to something deeply just because of a good idea you had, and then turn around. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. Then turn around and be like, why is this so fucking hard? Because it gave me such inspiration the moment that it came to mind, the moment it popped up in my life. But yet, I don't know. And so you could have a tendency to hop. And sometimes I'm actually not opposed to that, because there's so many things in life that we have to build that take time, that take nurturing. And like, do you really want to sit and watch your plant grow? I mean, that's a real ass fucking question. Do you want to sit and watch your fucking plants grow? No, it's cool as fuck when your apple tree starts to produce apples, but like it takes a good couple of years before it even gets to that point. And I don't mean to lose your attention here, because I'm getting signals that I'm losing your attention. But look, like you can do other things. You can do other things. I'm getting the message. Get to the read. Get to the read. Okay, I'll move on. The Empress. So that's very fascinating that you have both the Emperor and the Empress in here. So I'm getting that there's this the dynamic on both sides, you know, this feeling of wanting to super nurture yourself and this feeling of wanting to be super hard on yourself. and you keep on bouncing back between the two instead of like finding a nice gray area in the middle. Should I be super loving and super understanding and not be hard on myself? Should I just be hard on myself and plow through? Boo, 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 boo. You know, Gemini, you are the duality. You are the polarity. You don't represent in the middle. You represent the extremes of both sides. So you have this tendency to go back and forth. And because of that inconsistency in your position of something, whatever that something is, it's causing this feeling of instability. And so you keep on trying to try this one out over here on the Emperor side and try this one out over here on the Empress side. And, you know, that constant influx is creating instability within you mentally. So let's actually, universe, you know, let's get some more constructive stuff. Meaning, why are they doing this? And in what ways, universe, thank you, are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And in what ways are they doing this? King of Wands, you're looking for something. You are constantly in a journey for something. That's why you keep on doing this. You're trying to find out all your different options of like, okay, should I approach it like this? Should I approach it like that? Should I approach it like this? How about that? How about this? How about that? How about this? How about that? Because you're on, thank you, this journey. And it stems from this sense of judgment. There's a sense of insecurity here that's causing you to go on this. For example, people who, thank you, universe, people who are bullied may grow up to be bullied themselves, or may grow up seeking the approval of others because of that scenario. So there's a sense of strong judgment, but the judgment is from yourself. You continue to judge yourself harshly. And I don't know why, but I think it might just be a Gemini tendency so much because you're so mentally strong that, you know, how you do good is how you could, you know, wreak havoc at the same time. And your sun is not lit. Your sun is feeling held back. Your sun is feeling like it is not at its highest self. Why? Universe, is this a person, place, or a situation? Thank you. So I'm getting like you feel beat up by something. I'm getting like job, or I'm getting like romance. And what I mean by this is that you kind of feel like someone is holding their feelings hostage, either you or someone else. And in the romantic situation is kind of like well, I'm gonna keep this. Like, if you're not gonna be open with me, I'm not gonna be open with you. And then I have this message of feeling like you worked really, really hard at something. You just feel beat up by it, which could come from career, could come from both. Thank you. And the Magician in reverse. Now, Gemini, you are very strong in the Magician. In my opinion, you and Scorpio are very, very strong in the Magician. Six of Cups. Yes, something's. Oh, thank you. Justice. And this sense of judgment and justice. So something is throwing you off, like internally, is like discombobulating you. And it has a lot to do with you being wronged, you wronging someone, something, a sense of wrong. 9 times out of 10, it's usually how you're perceiving someone wronging you. So there is the sense that justice still needs to be served. And I feel like you're kind of caught in that loop. So you can't get out of it in order to kind of manifest it, to have new experiences. Thank you. To get that new insight. Like, just look at this cup, you know, to get this new insight of what's coming up. And that's just something that I think, I don't know, Gemini, I don't know. Let me get universe. Please provide some more clarity for Gemini, because it is all over the place in the way that Gemini is. I'm sure you've already connected dots. I don't need to explain it, but I need some explanation because I'm like, what is going on here? Thank you, universe. King of Swords. Queen of Wands, Strength card. You can conquer this negativity. So you have a sense, I'm understanding what's going on. Try affirmations, okay? Because you have this sense of just letting one negative thought rule you. I don't even feel like you're going to disagree with me because you know I'm right. You have a sense of having one negative thought ruin your entire day. And it's wreaking havoc on you, and it's showing up in different ways, and it's fucking up your ability to manifest all this stuff. But you can also conquer that. You have to conquer your thoughts. That means, you know, sometimes, Gemini, you want to be an autopilot, but honestly, you're going to have to be very active mentally. Whenever a negative thought comes in, say the opposite. I believe in myself. Instead of feeling whatever that thought is, I believe in myself. I believe good things are coming. I believe, you know, I can learn from this challenge. I believe I can navigate any obstacle. I believe that I can be patient in this moment if I need to be patient. Whatever it is you need to come up with and do that. And be very nurturing towards your actions, because you can be reactionary to how you're thinking, which gives into what you're feeling, which then leads into what you're doing. So be very mindful of the actions you're taking, and it's going to take an immense amount of strength to do this. But if you're able to do this, you're going to change your entire environment. Just things are going to be flowing to you, just especially in whatever this specific message is. You'll know that by your planetary alignment as well as your houses. But whatever this is, you can get to the other side of it. You can have an immense amount of just growth, balance, power. But to get strength, it takes strength. Oftentimes in situations where you don't feel like you have it, to show it, and then it comes. You have to believe it before you see it. And I know sometimes people want to see it before they believe it, but if you really want to transform and get to this other place and knock out these pessimistic thoughts that are ruining various aspects of your life, you got to have the strength to confront it whenever it happens. And guess what? At the end of the night, you're going to be tired AF. You're going to be like, I've been thinking so long, you know, I've been trying to combat all of these thoughts. And then the next day, you're going to be tempted to be like, just let your mind go into autopilot, because awakening is the greatest failure of the ego. The ego, which is so strongly tied to Gemini, navigating that energy. The ego is basically like, I want to be in this constant power struggle. And it really is about the opposing forces. It is really about strength. It is not about awakenment, understanding. You can, you know, if you know your 12th house and planets in there, this can illuminate on this. But it's not about awakening. It's about that sense of that instant gratification and false sense of power. You know, and it changes so suddenly that, you know, as you let it go into autopilot, you are just reactionary to it. Whereas if you are proactive to it, yes, you'll be tired, and each and every day you're going to be like, man, I did a lot of thinking today. Ooh, you know, you might want to veg out, might want to try some meditation. You are ultimately going to develop so much more strength instead of just being caught in this loop over and over and over again. But Gemini, you can make it to the other side. So in the extended read, we're going to talk about a specific plan that you can do and a specific timeline. So if you want access to that, go ahead and join Patreon. The first 20 patrons will get a complimentary tarot natal chart reading from me, where you can ask questions and we can look at your planetary alignment to give you specific answers. And that's just saying thank you. You know, I appreciate being able to share these messages with you. There are so many options out here, and you sticking with this message and, you know, getting that insight, it's just me saying thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. Interact with the video if you really want to share that. If you don't have anything that you can give, and that is something you can give, I really appreciate that. But for real, Gemini, let's go into this extended read and see how you're going to do this and what is the timeline you're going to do it. So, and also let me tell you, to get that extended read, you get access to everything. So if you have your planets in other signs, then you can have access to that too and incorporate that all for the same price, you know? You, instead of buying one, you get a lot, okay? But I got you, boo.